What's going on, watchers? It's your boy Will here, this week host for the Marvelite. Sadly, we don't have my regular co-host Luke with me, but we do have the regulars. We have Nick.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And we have Failwealth himself, Michael.
Hey guys, how's it going? What a dooski.
And I just wanted to remind our watcher that they can get 10% off at lootcrate.com using the code Bridge10. And the theme for this month is still Revolution. Now, going off of that, how are you guys doing tonight? How you doing?
I'm tired.
I am too.
Mix in with the real. Yeah, I'm not doing too bad. I actually just finished an exam, so brain's a little tired as well. But good old Marvelite always gets me pumped. So
I have vodka here.
Oh, good choice. Wait, what do you have?
I got some tea that I just finished.
Yeah, this is water. Sponsored by Absolute Vodka, this episode.
We're going to get emails like, wait, what?
I wish we could get a sponsor from Absolute. They're not that bad. They taste good with Kahlua.
Ooh. I'm more of a juice guy myself.
I am too. I prefer juice over alcohol. I like the alcohol where you can't taste the alcohol, but it fucks you up in like 10 minutes.
People are going to be like, what? This isn't Marvel.
This is the drunken cast taking over from Rooster Teeth.
Dude, that Star Wars movie.
This isn't the Star Wars. Well, actually, Marvel does own Star Wars, like for the comic imprints.
So technically, we can talk about it briefly.
We could, but none of us have seen it. I don't think.
Yeah, none of us.
I already saw the spoilers. It looks bad.
Yeet. It looks all right. I mean, I'm kind of a Star Wars fan. I'm not nearly as big a fan as like everyone else is. So I mean, I'll watch it at some point, but I'm in no rush. Honestly, I want to see Moonlight and Moana first before I consider. Oh, and I really want to see Hidden Figures. All the brown people movies.
Hey, what's up with that Hidden Figures movie?
I have no idea. What is Hidden Figures? I don't think I've heard
What is
about
that?
Before we go into our topics, Hidden Figures is the movie about the 3 black women that helped get the rocket into orbit in NASA in like the 50s and 60s.
Oh, that sounds nifty.
Yeah, it has.
Is that the one with Viola Davis?
No, that's the one with, it's Octavia Spencer, Taraji P. Henson, and Janelle Monáe.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks good.
I can tell you.
But yeah, let's get right to these topics. So I don't have a segue because I'm a little bit tired.
We have no segues today. Luke's the segue master.
I might have one or two in me. But we actually do have some pretty big news for the comics, at least. And this is a minor spoiler if you haven't been keeping up with Clone Conspiracy.
Spoiler alert! Beep beep.
Yes, spoiler alert. It was revealed recently that the Jackal actually isn't Miles Warren coming back. It's actually Ben Reilly, who's been bringing people back. In the comic, I actually read it. The issue actually wasn't that bad. Clone Conspiracy so far has been better than the original Clone Saga by miles, but it's all right on its own. I think it's interesting because at the end he mentions he's like, we can save everyone, Pete. We can bring back whoever we want. You can bring back your Uncle Ben. And my first thought after reading that was like, why don't you bring back your parents?
Oh my gosh, don't do it.
Well,
it just leads to troubles.
Yeah, but I'm just like, yo, why wouldn't you just bring back your parents? And it also brought up another hole in Civil War II. Because one of the things they brought up is that the reason they know it's bad for Pete to team up with Ben Reilly is that every other universe that he did, it like broke out into a virus and people got infected and basically became zombies.
Okay.
And it's because I think Spider-Gwen and Kane travel to different universes to get like proof of it, and it's the same thing with the whole of the dimension hole with Miss America. It's like, oh, so you could have just shown Captain Marvel that her ideas don't work. So
damn.
Yeah. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you care that Ben Reilly's back?
I don't read Marvel comics.
Well, I don't really care for Ben Reilly. I like Kane more than anything. His solo run was really good.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not really like too big on the character, but like they brought him back. Hopefully, it'll be a good story arc. I mean, the whole clone story, people weren't really too riled up about it, no?
Yeah, I mean, people were surprised. I was surprised, but I haven't seen like too many places being like, "Oh my goodness, they brought back Ben Reilly, that character that so many people love." I mean, I know Ben Reilly actually has a pretty decent sized fan base, but no one
his
really
fan
liked...
base yelled. They all grew 3 heart sizes that day. What
Exactly. Ben Reilly returned, and the fan base grew 3 sizes that day.
I mean, like, it's cool. I'm really not too big of a fan of the character, but I gotta go maybe give it a check out after.
Yeah, I mean, I give respect where it comes from, despite his history, and that's one of the reasons that people actually don't like him, but it's whatever. Anyone else have any thoughts about Ben? I don't really think we do.
Nope.
But sticking on the topic of Spider-Man to the more interesting topic, the Homecoming trailers dropped, the domestic and the international one.
Hell
and
yeah.
Yeah, Nick and I talked about it a little bit on the discussion that we did for it. And
yes.
Yeah, and Michael did a reaction, and I did a reaction, one with and without the video, because adding the video took like an extra 30 minutes.
I know, I missed that discussion. I was like, shite.
Yeah, but what did you guys think? Nick and I are probably going to be reiterating a little bit, but Michael, what did you think about it?
Honestly, in my opinion, I liked the trailers. They dropped 2, right? They dropped the international, and then they dropped the North American version. I preferred the international. I honestly thought that the North American one was kind of pretty like put together sloppily, and like the music choice was okay, but overall I thought the second one was much more effective. They showed a good amount. I like what I saw. I'm kind of worried that there's a little too much Iron Man, and it kind of ruined some potential stuff for Spider-Man in the future. Like, I think someone mentioned in the comment section, like, well, if Tony's there all the time, then how are they going to go about him being broke and having to pay for this and that? And I'm like, I guess that makes sense. But Michael Keaton looks awesome as Vulture. We got a bit of Shocker, which is pretty cool. I like the tone, how they're going with the whole high school story. Like, it actually feels like a high school movie more than it just does any kind of like blockbuster or superhero film. So I'm looking forward to it, honestly.
Nick, what points did you want to kind of reiterate? Actually, speak what you really felt, because I could tell you were definitely holding back when we were on the discussion, but here you can kind of let loose a lot more with what you think.
Dude, we got like 1 million dislikes on that video. It was hilarious.
Which was weird, because I was the one that, like, I liked it. Every time I say I like something but everyone else doesn't, that's when the video gets thumbs down. I'm like, I liked it.
Yeah, even Marvel.
What'd you honestly think about it?
I don't know. Honestly, I'm more than likely not going to see the movie. I've just been like dissatisfied with Marvel's recent movies, and in DC too. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, DC's are great, but I hate both of them, to be honest, and I just kind of want that trend to like slow down a little bit, because we're getting so much of it, and I just wasn't super impressed by the trailers. And plus, like I've mentioned on multiple shows, I'm not a fan of Tom Holland's Spider-Man or Peter Parker, so... But I do like Michael Keaton's Vulture, though. I do like the Vulture, though.
Yeah, that's fair. So this trailer didn't sway you any more or less to Tom Holland?
No, I just felt the same how I did.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
True. I will say, though, did you smile when you saw him in pain on the beach floor?
No, I just
when he was
there,
on the beach?
Like a blank face the whole time.
So basically when I did my Fantastic Four trailer reaction, just kind of, well, that was a thing that happened.
Oh gosh. Well, what were some of your thoughts, man? Reiterated.
So when I initially, I can get, I really like Spider-Man. As I said before, he is one of my favorite characters, so I of course got stupid excited.
Oh yeah, like that's just a given, honestly.
Yeah, in my reaction, like initially, and then I had to kind of bring it down when we actually had the discussion. I like, even though I like Tom Holland, I do think it's kind of weird that they turned Ned Leeds into Genki.
Oh, I was about to mention that. Good thing you did. Oh my god, I was vexed after I thought about it.
That was weird, but I'm curious what's going to happen with Zendaya or Nick. What was that picture that you sent us with a witch aesthetic?
Yeah, what's up with that? All the Tumblr girls are like, I love that modern witch aesthetic, and she's judging men. Sign me up.
Yeah, it's like, lots of books, baggy clothes, hot cup of tea, judging men, modern witch aesthetic. And I saw that, I was just rolling. I'm like, that's some Tumblr shit right there. I'm like, dude, it's just Zendaya not giving a shit about two guys at her school. That's the high schooler. Yeah. That's just a high schooler being high school. That's
she's MJ.
Well, that could actually lead into something else.
It. Yeah, I honestly think she's Michelle.
Right?
Liz Allen is cute as hell. There's
I was gonna say, dude, she looked really cool.
She's like 15.
Yeah. No, the actress is older than me. Laura Harrier.
Oh.
Yeah, but like connecting to if you think she's MJ, Nick, remember I showed you earlier in the week. My bad. Well, I don't think I showed it to you. There's like leaked photos which look like they're kind of blurry.
Oh, I saw them. The ones
them too,
like right? the ones of the homecoming dance.
The homecoming, yeah. I mean,
with her in the gold dress.
Do you think that could be MJ?
Nah.
Dude, those are leaked. Why didn't we make a video about that?
We probably should have, honestly, but from that, honestly, it kind of gives me the vibe, like, you know, Liz Allen kind of, like, tells him, like, you know, maybe we should just be friends, or, like, she gets with another guy, and then Mary Jane is just there waiting for him, and then, whoop, she's just standing there alone in the photo.
Yeah, I honestly don't think Michelle is going to be MJ, or Zendaya is going to be MJ. I think she's just Michelle. Yeah. But I did really like Michael Keaton in the trailer.
Oh, yeah, he looked, like, vicious, dude.
I like him generally as an actor, because I'm a fan of him from, not from Batman. I'm a fan of him from Beetlejuice.
From Batman.
He was a great Batman. I'll never deny that. But
he's great at bird roles.
Yeah, he's great at flying roles.
Yeah, is he better roles. Batman than Affleck?
That's for another podcast.
Yeah, he was written better. But anyway, going back to our boy Spidey. I mean, I like the suit updates. I like the comedy between the two trailers. I gotta agree, I do prefer the international one. Granted, I'm a fan of Demi Lovato, so I like the instrumental. Someone had said one of them felt more like a Marvel trailer and the other one felt like a Sony produced trailer, and I forgot which one said was which. So some comment I saw somewhere said that I think they said the international one felt more like a Sony trailer and the domestic one was more Marvel. But
well, I honestly, if I had to say, man, like I think the quote unquote Sony one was better. Like it was just edited. There was like the way that the first one was done. Like after watching it a bunch of times, like to make a review on, I'm like, yeah, it's just, I think that the other one was done better. Like whoever was in the editing room for both of them, like he got the bigger check or some shit. I don't know, man.
Yeah, but I can see where the comparisons can draw between Homecoming and The Breakfast Club. I can certainly see it when they have like, I guess, kind of the different type of ways that, you know, Peter would interact with the classmates and stuff. I can see that, and I kind of do hope to see more of that as time goes on. But, you know, I'm excited for the movie. I'm going to see it.
My last thoughts on it, man. Like, you mentioned the whole gank situation. Ganky, I don't know. People pronounce it
I think it's gonky, actually.
Yeah, and I was like, I've been saying it gank ever since I picked up my first comic of Miles Morales, so I'm going to keep saying it gank. But I honestly kind of felt hurt, man. They really shoved their boy to the side, man. Like, they got someone who looked similar to the character, who is his best friend, even had the Lego. That's when I was like, yeah, they're actually snaking my boy here, because people don't know Gank, you know, has a really big thing for Legos in the Miles Morales comics. So it's just like, you're calling him Ned, he's going to be this character, Ned, who ends up being like the Hobgoblin or whatever, but he's clearly just like taking everything from Gank, and it's just like, wait, what?
Yeah, it is kind of weird. And I did see people saying that it's like, instead of doing Miles Morales, they basically did Miles Morales but white. And I can see where people are kind of coming from in that respect.
I think the world is just taking like a dynamic from his you know, stories, and like his character and his best friends and shit. But like, I don't know how to feel about that one, man. I'm kind of butthurt, to be honest.
Honestly, I went back and rewatched a lot of Spectacular Spider-Man, probably like 75% of it. Mm-hmm. This movie seems to be drawing a lot from like that and Ultimate Spider-Man, in a way, in the way they're doing.
Those are the
like
two worst.
No, dude, Spectacular was great.
Oh, the Ditko or nothing.
Ditko or die, guys. Get the hashtag trending. Be sure to put that along with the Ask Marvelite.
Ditko or die.
Yeah, man.
We need that on a shirt. But
like I buy the trailer though. Like I was cool with it.
Yeah. I hope to see more Spider, less Iron Man. That is one thing that's going to bother me. I hope they don't cripple the character by making him dependent on.
Yeah, because remember
Tony.
that message I showed you earlier in the week?
Yeah.
It was like really true that one comment that someone said. I think it was Michael Scott Reed or something. Michael Reed in the comment section said it. It was a really good comment, by the way.
Yeah, that did.
Yeah,
that's
that
one
was
thing I'm
me
worried
on my
about.
other account.
Confirmed, Nick.
Confirm, Nick. But yeah, I'm just pizza poor kid with a genius level intellect. Let's show that. That's a good inspiration for kids. He can't just rely on his rich friends all the time. You know.
They're probably on it. I think we're just thinking that now, but I really hope that they figure out a way where that isn't the case. I probably think they will.
Yeah, I hope they... Because that's one of the things that kind of makes the character relatable is that he's very grassroots and he does stuff on his own.
Yeah, because like the whole aspect of like him having to like work at the Bugle and like pay rent and shit, like someone was saying, really does make sense. And him having Iron Man there, hopefully there's some kind of stipulation.
Yeah. But... we'll see. I do kind of like his ghetto suit though, the old fashioned suit. It's an interesting design. Anyways, going on from sharp wit to sharp claws, the Logan reception so far has actually been pretty positive. Even Scott Derrickson,
to no one's surprise.
Yeah, it surprised me a little bit because it's an X-Men movie.
Well, I guess
because it's an X-Men film, and we've been burned in ways before by Wolverine specific films. But I mean, everyone is excited for Logan. I'm certainly very interested to see how it goes. But what do you guys think about this news? That it's like, oh, it's good. That what people saw the first 40 minutes.
Yeah, I think it was the first 40 minutes or so that they got to see it somewhere this week.
Mm-hmm. So what do you guys think about that? I mean, Nick, you said to no one's surprise,
Yeah, this will easily be one of the best superhero movies, more than likely next year. So,
honestly, I'm really hoping that's true because I want to see an X-Men film I enjoy. Granted, I haven't gone back and watched all of them again like I planned to a long time ago. But I do remember seeing First Class and enjoying it. But I remember going to see Apocalypse in theaters and leaving. I'm like, well, they got some stuff right, and they got a lot of things uncomfortably wrong, just from storytelling aspects and character motivations and stuff like that, and abilities too. I hope they kind of stabilize who their characters are and what they can do. Like Wolverine's pretty straightforward, healing factor, adamantium skeleton, sharp claws. But when they did Apocalypse, they just his power scaling was everywhere.
Yeah,
but
I mean, from the
go ahead.
My bad. From the Logan 40-minute responses, it sounds really, really good. People are saying stuff like, "Oh, he think it was rated R," but they're really, really pushing it. It's very graphic. Apparently, X-23 is the new what's her name, 11 from Stranger Things. That's how good the character is. People are saying everyone's gonna love her. So I'm really looking forward to seeing her in action, and just in general that it's being received fairly well. I'm excited. I hope it isn't the case where the first 40 minutes, that first act or so is amazing, and then it just skydives off and ends up being shite.
Yeah.
Because that, I want to be optimistic, but that could be a potential.
Yeah, it's another movie that was screened there, that Alien movie.
Yeah, who knows, man?
Yeah, who saw that? I don't know.
None of us saw that.
No,
but
it's pretty good though.
Wait,
Logan,
The Arrival?
though, I'm honestly looking forward to it. I wasn't even expecting it all too much until the first trailer drops. I'm like, oh shit, this movie's coming out. And from what I saw then, it looks cool. What I'm hearing now,
Dude, you weren't even hyped
so
in your reaction for the first trailer. You're like, yeah, it was...
Yeah, because that's how I was beforehand. I was just I didn't really even think about it, and then I saw it, and I'm like, oh, it looks pretty good because it's a totally different tone than you'd expect from a typical superhero movie nowadays. And I think that, like you said, Nick, I think that might separate it from the rest, and it might end up being the best ones coming out 2017.
Yeah, because you can tell there's a vast tone difference between the 3 Disney Marvel movies coming out and Logan.
Just from the soundtrack alone, dude, that sounded so awesome. After rewatching, I'm like, yo, this looks pretty cool, that shit.
Picking Johnny Cash's cover of Hurt was a great choice because that is an emotionally packed song.
I really hope that they put a black and white version out at some point because...
What's even coming out next year? The Justice League and Wonder Woman's and...
1D,
Justice
Guardians
League,
of the Galaxy, Spider-Man, Thor?
Thor.
Is it Thor coming out?
Thor comes out in November.
Oh, wow. That movie has no competition next year. Yeah.
Logan, it might be the Deadpool of 2017. Mark it down.
Yeah, because Logan comes out in March, Guardians is in May, Wonder Woman is in June, Spider-Man's in July, Justice League and Thor, I think, are both in November.
Yeah.
Oh
Quickly,
shit!
do you
Is
think
Thor
if
gonna
this
beat
movie
Justice
ends up-
League in box office?
Oh god, that will be like offensive if that actually happens.
That'll hurt many people. But do you guys think that
Yeah.
if Logan does really, really well, like through, you know, the kind of storytelling that it is rated R, you know, not like
So they're gonna get that
crazy
Lobo
scale?
film greenlit at DC, the rated R
Yeah,
one.
do you think that'll lead to other kinds of films of that nature getting made?
Like darker, more serious hero films?
Darker,
I
more
hope-
serious, like almost like from Logan, it almost seemed like an indie movie, to be
Yeah.
honest.
I
You think
hope
we'll get stuff like that?
I hope so, because here's the thing. Fox, in that trailer alone, proved that they know how to do like a seriously toned film better than DC does, in my opinion. Aside from like, at least in recent years, not including like the old Nolan film trilogy, because those were pretty grounded. And it's not that this film is like grounded in reality because you're dealing with mutants and stuff, but it seems serious. It seems like a life or death situation involving Logan, and if that is X-23, which that's a thing that's gonna have to grow on me because I'm used to an older X-23 in like her mid-teens to young adult years instead of like an 8-year-old fresh out the vat.
It'll lead for some pretty cool dynamics between them, dude. Though.
Dude, Logan
Yeah,
cost 127 million.
That's pretty low, isn't it?
That's still a lot, though, from what I saw. I thought the movie cost like 80 or something.
How much was Deadpool?
Deadpool was like
50.
67, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean
something around that.
that's a lot for a film, so I guess we'll see. Maybe it was like sets or something.
Yeah.
But
I buy this X-Men film.
Yeah, buy or sell.
$1. Buy.
Oh wait, I'm John
Bye-bye.
Campea now. Never mind. Move on.
It'll kill me.
But,
John, I love
but
you.
yeah, going to, we can just bring this up for like a second. So Sigourney Weaver is pretty tight-lipped about it, but she kind of mentioned something about her role on Defenders, and I had it pulled up a second
Defender.
ago. She said something about it being like delicious, but she can't really say too much about it, and then she kind of went on into alien territory. So that's just a cool thing I want to bring up before we you guys want to go into questions since we have a shitload.
Yeah, but before them, you got something to say, bud.
Oh no, let's talk about the Alien King. It's on here. This little thing.
Nick, we know your video was good.
We do know that video is good, but doesn't DC own the publishing rights to Aliens Predator?
No, it's Dark Horse.
I couldn't tell you.
Oh, it's Dark Horse.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean
Dude,
that is a
Sigourney
cool
Weaver
thing.
as the Defender's villain, though, I buy.
Yeah, I'm ready because I love Sigourney Weaver in just about anything. Especially, she was great in Cabin in the Woods. But yeah, I didn't know. Side note: I didn't know there was an Alien King in the first place. I thought it was just a queen, but you have shown me the light. And that expensive ass SDCC figure. What is that? 1,000?
Yeah, it's $1,000 bucks,
that
dude.
figure, yeah, dude, they got ridiculously priced, but cool looking figures. For
Yeah.
Yeah. But
What else is priced?
speaking of other things you can spend your money on, you can actually save a little bit of money by using the code BRIDGE10 at lootcrate.com. This month's theme is Revolution. Don't forget our code BRIDGE10 at lootcrate.com. So
Revolution!
Vive la revolution. But let's go on questions. So first one is from Waru. If we've repeated these, just you can stop me and let me know.
Yeah, I will let you know,
Yeah.
Will. But
Yeah,
guys, don't forget, you can always hashtag Ask Marvelite every week, and we'll try and answer questions either on Twitter or in the comment section.
Yeah, and send us fan art. You know what our faces look like now.
Just draw what you think our voices sound like.
Oh, we're
with the
gonna
Match
do a live Marvelite episode soon.
Yeah, guys, thumbs up if you
At
want to see a
one
live
point.
Marvelite, or comment too,
Yeah, thumbs up and comment if you want to see that.
so you can make
But,
fun of us even more.
First one's from Waru asking, which young Marvel character should get the Jason Todd crowbar treatment? Alpha. Make him a good character. I want to see Alpha be a good character. He was such wasted potential. But what about you guys? Who should get that Jason Todd treatment?
I'll say Kamala.
Ooh, my feels. Are you trying to start a race war?
Yeah, Kamala needs to get beaten to death with a pipe and blown up.
Actually, I feel like that's something more they do to Miles rather than Kamala.
You stole my answer. I was going to say Miles. Let that happen,
Oh.
please.
Yeah, I'd actually be kind of okay if they did that with Miles because as much as I love Miles as a character, they don't know what to do with him.
That's how you got it right on my mouth. You
He needs to come back as the Winter Spider.
The Winter Spider. No, no, it'd just be
Who's Miles?
Red Spider. Spider-Hood. No, that sounds racist.
Yeah, my answer though would be for the character I would choose. I'd say Miles.
Yeah. So there are answers. Next question from Scottaplier, pop cult fan.
I love that name.
Yeah, Scottaplier. He says, "What is your preference for a favorite Marvel game?" Ooh.
I got the answer. I think it was
well,
the
you want to go
Spider-Man 1. I think 1 and 2. I'm going to say because I like both of them a lot on the GameCube specifically.
I was about to say, like the PlayStation version or the movies, the movie games.
Yeah, like the movie games on the GameCube.
Oh, Spider-Man 2. That one was like open world.
Yeah, it was so dope.
Yeah, my favorite is probably it is a Spider-Man game, but for what is the name of Shattered Dimensions was a great game.
Oh yeah, that was like on the GameCube PS3. No, I mean, sorry. What am I saying? I'm too upset. I said GameCube once, and now I don't want to stop saying it.
The GameCube PS3.
Yeah, PS3 and Xbox 360.
Yeah, the freaking fusion console we never expected. So basically, all Spider-Man games, but people love Spider-Man too.
Yeah.
So Jalen,
I'd say X-Men Legends too is good.
Oh, I've been thinking about going back and playing that one day.
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, so basically Spider-Man or X-Men, which I've heard good things about Legends 1 and 2.
And the Lego Marvel games are good.
Yeah, honestly, that's actually a good point, man. Dude, the recent Lego superhero, was it Marvel Superheroes? I played that. I actually had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, I like the first one because they had all the characters in there, like Fox characters, and like you could play as Doom and like Iron Man at the same time, and like Moon Knight was in there too.
Yeah, I was thinking of picking up the new Lego Avengers game. I just never got around to it.
Oh, there's Lego Avengers?
Yeah, it's based on the MCU though, so
they did.
The one that came out like what 2 years ago, 3 years ago. That was pretty good. They had like a lot of people in it.
It went up to Age of Ultron, but a couple months back, they dropped Civil War and Spider-Man DLC.
Oh, like DLCs?
Yeah, but the Spider-Man one was free actually.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna steal this one from you, dude. Hashtag Ask Marvelite. Who would be your X-Men dream team?
It's from Jalen.
From Jalen 1.
I think they kind of did mine a couple years back when they did all new X-Men, which was like the all-female team. I'm like, these are all characters that I'm interested in.
Lit. Nick, how about you?
I'm not sure. Just Emma Frost and me.
Yeah.
two
the
man
dream couple.
Yeah, 2-person team.
That's all Nick needs. I can sign that, dude.
Yeah, what do you think, Michael?
Oof. You know what? Just give me some Wolverine, some Xavier, some Cyclops, some Nightcrawler. You know what? Even sprinkle in some freaking
Dazzler.
Yeah, fucking throw Dazzler in there. Why not? Give me some pizzazz. And then who else would I throw in there? I would throw in like fucking.
You know what? I'd love to see a team of just like shittily misused characters. So it'd just be like Jubilee, Dazzler.
Just put like a random assorted bag of them and just mix them. That's my team.
Yeah, it'd be like Jubilee, Dazzler, like Dupe,
Blob.
Yeah, Blob, Toad. Like
that's my team right there. The people I listed earlier, and then just put Blob as the last person I was trying to get to. Fuck it. I don't care if you might not call him an X-Men. He's my X-Men. I don't fuck it.
It's like the shitty Brotherhood of Mutants. All right. Next question is from War asking, which Marvel comic IP do you think needs its own rebirth, like the X-Men Blue and Gold?
Did we answer that one?
Did we answer that one?
I don't know if we just talked about Blue and Gold.
I remember us talking about Blue and Gold. Fuck it. We can answer it really fast. Who do you think deserves a rebirth at Marvel? Shit, I had one.
Well, I'll go and say this because I just keep thinking about it. Maybe it's not redundant, but like, give Miles a rebirth. Fuck all this, universe destroying his stories.
Yeah, reboot everything.
Just reboot all of it, man. Just I get so vexed every time I think about it because Miles has such a good story going on, and then it always gets ruined because of some universe issues.
Yeah, Civil War 2 completely like cut his story in half because it's just
because the character has so much he can excel at, and is so much to build on, but never gets his potential reached. So I want them to do that properly. A rebirth, I guess.
I'm okay with them rebirthing Basically, honestly, just rebirth the spiders. Like, do a Spider-Verse rebirth. And just, like... Because the thing is, they killed off, like, the interesting spiders. Like, they killed off Amazing from the 80s. They killed off, what's his name? My boy from the 90s. Spider-Man Unlimited. He got killed off. That made me sad.
They're savages. They're just slaying all the spiders.
I think they killed off Assassin, who was, like, the best spider. Because he shot bullets from his web shooters, too. But, yeah. But,
Nick, how about you?
I think realistically, the entire line needs a rebirth. Like, they just need to go back to their roots, like what made Marvel great. But the character that I really want to see the most is obviously Captain America, Steve Rogers, because I really don't like the direction they're taking with him with the Hail Hydra thing and all that. It's
yeah,
stupid.
that whole.
Is that still going on? Because he died, didn't he? Or was that just a vision?
I don't know. I think that was like an alternate vision or something, whatever. But
still stupid.
Yeah.
But whatever. It boosts sales, whatever. Yeah, I'd be interested to see what they do with that. I mean, we had Captain America White like last year. So
that's racist.
But you know, it's like red, white, and blue. I mean, Spidey was actually a pretty good reboot that is apparently canon, I think, due to Marvel
the actual
having
Spidey title, right?
Yeah, the Spidey title from the guy that writes Silk. Like, it was a short run. I didn't know it ended until I read the last issue because I was reading 12, and it's like the end. I'm like, oh, that's it.
Yeah, nothing lasts too long nowadays.
All the good books are pretty short-lived, actually, except for Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Anyways,
That's forever.
It will be forever. Next question from Jalen asking, what is your favorite X-Men costume? Probably classic Cyclops or Rogue with the trench coat. Those are both pretty cool.
Ooh.
Honestly, the Phoenix 5 had really cool outfits.
I really like Psylocke's costume from, or who was it? Also Domino. I like Domino's design from the 90s.
Yeah, I like Emma Frost.
What? Nothing wrong with that. Her design is interesting. I used to always think she had ice powers because her last name was Frost. No, she's a telepath. So
I've been lied to.
Yeah, I've been deceived. Next question is from Neil asking, could you guys name one of your favorite runs in Marvel Comics and why? Nick, you want to go first? I have an idea of who you're going to say.
Yeah, I there's a few that I really stick out to me. Obviously, the Ed Brubaker Captain America stuff, but I think probably my favorite that I've read is the Frank Miller Daredevil stuff, and I think that is like really important because it pretty much shaped the entire character in the modern age. It's kind of like what he did for Batman, almost like it's everything takes inspiration from the Frank Miller Batman, like it does for the Daredevil books, and I just think that everything he did in that run was like amazing. So
yeah, I need to pick up Man Without Fear. I've been meaning to get it for years. I just haven't found it for a good enough price.
I think I actually got that. I think it's just on my shelf waiting for me to read it. I think I got it at that one con recently.
Yeah. Michael, what about you? What's one of your favorite runs?
I really like the '08 Guardians run. I remember reading that and I was like, yo, this is the shite. And ever since then, I just like
no, you like the Miles run.
Yeah, like I wanted to say something different than Miles. But okay, I'm gonna just say like something different. The Guardians '08 run because I just love what they did with the characters. I just love like the designs, the story arcs that ended up going on. But my personal like all-time favorite run, I guess if I'd say something else, would be Miles, the very first run. I loved it because it was a character that I could just relate to so much. Just like one because he's like this 15-year-old or like he was 12 at the time. But like a young African mixed like kid, and I was reading it like around the same time I was that age. So I'm like, wow, I can actually like legit like relate to this, and like the actual story was so well done in the first run that I just really like connected to this character on a personal level.
Those 70s Guardians,
I really like resonated with me.
I gotta say for me, and Nick's probably gonna give some hate at me for this. The first volume of Hudlin's run for Black Panther, I actually really liked it. But here's the thing: I found out recently why people didn't like it because I read a bunch of details about things that happened in the future, like after the first volume, and I'm like, oh, That's why people don't like Hudlin's Run. Now that makes sense. The first volume where it does, if you've seen the motion comic, that's the entire first trade paperback. And I actually really like it because it does kind of do something with Wakanda and the character, and I think it does tell like a really interesting story. And I like everything they do because it's just like Black Panther's pretty OP as far as like semi-powered superheroes go. He's a strong motherfucker. And they kind of toned down the things that became really big problems later on in his run. So I like that first part. That first trade paperback, I think, is actually pretty solid. But that's just me.
Yeah, I also like the Unbelievable Gwenpool right now. It's really good.
Yeah, Nick, you were telling me about that earlier. It's actually
yeah,
really,
you were talking about that.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I remember seeing that character first. I never actually got into it, but I remember seeing it. I was like, wait, what? Like, that's a thing?
Yeah, and I loved a bunch of runs in Secret Wars, but that Infinity Gauntlet run was the best tie-in series during that whole event, hands down. It was just great art and a great story. They had a Nova Corps dog, bro. Like, come on. It's this little family trying to survive. Thanos is all, but it's like basically imagine Starship Troopers, but with like a little black family and a dog, and then you just throw the Infinity Gauntlet in there and 2 Thanoses, and it just gets crazy. And like the way the girl beats Thanos is one of the funniest, most creative things. I'm like, I would not have thought of that. That's fucking genius. She outsmarted him, and I think that's wonderful.
I think an honorable mention too I'm going to give is Superior Spider-Man. Some people don't mess with it.
I don't like that run, but it's well written. That's what I hate about it.
We gotta
I don't like
through these.
Yeah, I don't like the concept of Superior, but it's a well written book. Anyways, next question from Neil. No, it's not. I already read that. Next question from Disciple of Fear asking, how is Guardians of the Galaxy a good film? Nick, you want to talk about this?
How is it? How is it a good film? It's not. I'm sorry. It's just memes.
I think it's fine. I think it's a highly entertaining film. It has the same problems as most other Marvel movies where the villain is like kind of underused and very weak, but I do like we have the team of douchey people coming together to kind of learning how to work as a team to get something done. Like the only reason I can really kind of get into some of the quippage in the Marvel movies is because that's how I actually act and interact with people. Like, I'm kind of a dick, so I can relate to some character they're kind of a dick, but I can understand how that can be a problem and how that can mess up characters when you're trying to adapt them.
Yeah, it seems like they ripped off Suicide Squad.
Yeah, two years before they went to the future and they were like, "Let's do this, but better."
The Suicide Squad got confused at what it is itself, and this ended up being not a great movie.
I can't deny though that opening scene with his mom dying of cancer, like in the bed, that's a heavy hitter. Even
it's
for
very tone jarring though, because the next scene is like a goofy, funny part.
I can see that. But what about you, Michael? What do you think? How is Guardians a good film?
Well, personally, for me, Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, some people may think it's subjective, right? Film for the most part, it's subjective.
No.
So if you don't think it's a good film, fine. But I think Guardians of the Galaxy is a good film, because it's
honestly it's
a good time.
Yeah, it's not. I
wouldn't say like film, but like as a movie, just like, you know, it knows what it wants to do, has its audience, has its goal, and I think it did it fairly well.
The issue I think is that the story is.
The story is just very linear, just like quick. It's a fairly short movie too. Like, it just there's not much depth to it either. Just kind of like you start off here, few things happen, but it's fairly linear in terms of its narrative. It just
the story's kind of weak, but the characters are like defining, and that's why everyone remembers it so specifically and so well. So I think that's where it is. So it's not necessarily a great film, but it's a highly entertaining one just because people like the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Next.
Nick, were you trying to? Yeah, next. Disciple Fear asking, why won't Luke want the X-Men back hard enough so they can come home? And why is Luke still so salty? He's not here, so we can't answer this.
We should have saved this one.
Let's see. So Jalen asked, who is your favorite Marvel Comics couple? Cloak and Dagger. What about you guys?
Emma Frost and me.
And you. Wait, from the movies? From Days of Future Past?
Which one? The first class girl?
The first class girl or the X-Men Origins one?
No, the first class one. January Jones all day.
What about you, Michael? Who's your favorite Marvel couple?
My favorite Marvel couple is me and Kamala.
Young Buck. Yeah,
Yeah.
After that jailbait. Goji says, how would you feel about a new X-Men video game? I would love to play an X-Men video game. What was that one they made where they had like the create your own mutant character, but they fucked it up? It wasn't Legends, I don't think. It was like, it started with a D. Because like that looked really good in concept, where you can make up your own X-Men, but like the character creation was super limited. And I saw Angry Joe review. I'm like, well, that sucks. I'm not buying that game. But yeah, I'd love to play an X-Men game. Shit, give us Legends.
I feel like Marvel do them dirty. I feel like they would do some like fucking like mobile app game. I feel like there you go.
They probably would, but I would love to see like a Legends 3 or something. But what do you guys think?
I haven't played too many X-Men games, to be honest, so I don't really. I don't really wouldn't feel.
Yeah, I don't really have a comment on this one. I'm not really a gamer anymore like that.
Ooh, he's out of the game. All right, well, Patrick Jones asked, will we ever see Nova in the MCU? I don't care. What about you guys?
Maybe.
No disrespect, but I don't know. I can't get into Nova. I can have a higher chance of getting into like the Green Lantern Corps or any of the Lanterns. At least they have a cat.
Like, Nick, you think we'll ever see him?
I'm not sure, but it's weird to me that there's issues of them with Captain Marvel saying that it's too much like Green Lantern, where I think Nova is the obvious Green Lantern comparison.
Yeah, Nova's clearly who's comparing Captain Marvel to Green Lantern? First off, you're wrong.
That was the girl that's writing the script for it. She's like, yeah, the origin is too similar to Green Lantern. I'm like, what?
No, it's not.
They're both like fucking like.
Oh wait, now I see what she's. I guess it's kind of like alien comes to Earth, gives powers to person. If you explain it like that, I guess.
Will we ever see Nova though? I'm gonna go and say
Phase 5.
Yeah, I think
Phase 5,
towards the end of Phase 4 maybe, or 5, because I feel like it's too early right now to throw him.
I don't even think you'll get Nova. I think you'll get Richard Rider like the end of Phase 4 maybe, and then in the middle of Phase 5 you might get Nova. And I
just
Nova
can't picture
Corps.
them right now with what they're going with the narrative right now in MCU.
Also,
I just don't see where they would fit in.
Also, James
His
Gunn,
fan base isn't.
Dude, recently James Gunn said like some kind of mean comment towards Nova. He was like, "Yeah, we're not going to see him anytime soon. He's not in Guardians 2. I don't have to cater to the handful of Nova fans out there." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, they're shafting him, dude.
Yeah,
and like
man.
It's weird because the Nova Corp is like a thing. They went out of their way to show it, but it's just like, wait, you didn't even like hint or like nothing.
Richard Rider hasn't gotten his powers yet. Simple as that.
Yeah, but fair enough, actually.
Oh boy! So Disciple of Fear asks, why does Nick always sound so happy in reviews but never on podcast? I can't tell which one's an act. Do you want to answer that?
What's the next question?
Okay. Wara asks, how would you feel if in the MCU there's no Gwen, Stacy, or Mary Jane, and the only girl Peter has a relationship with is Liz Allen, so that the MCU can separate themselves from the Raimi and Webb films? I'd be fine with that. I would love to see our little PD, going after them pretty brown skinned girls. He has good taste.
I would say I wouldn't feel cool with that, to be honest, because Gwen Stacy and Mary Jane are pretty pivotal to the character, and like who Peter Parker is. Like, he has these very big relationships with each of these characters. Maybe not for the first film, but I think eventually they should dabble around with those two. I think like, not having them at all would just seem a little odd, honestly.
I think for like a second film, you could play around with the idea of him dating Liz, but I wouldn't want it to last. I would be a little interested to see them kind of tackle, kind of like Nick says, get an actual redhead in there somehow. Because there's that dumb rumor that I saw that said that blonde girl that was behind Liz in the trailer.
Gwen Stacy.
Yeah. And here's the weird thing, because I remember I was on Wikipedia looking up the cast list, and I forget the Australian actress's name, but it says that girl was cast as Gwen Stacy. But if you go to IMDb, it says she's cast as Betty Brant.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's Betty Brant. Like, I thought that was a thing. I don't know where this Gwen Stacy show's coming from.
The Gwen Stacy one is on Wikipedia, but the IMDb one says Betty Brant. I'm like...
Well, Wikipedia right now, we could both go right there and change whatever we want, no? So...
Yeah, I'm like, well, both of those sound like bullshit. Just because she's blonde with bangs and has her hair in a band. It's like, oh, that's got to be Gwen Stacy. It's like, I don't think so.
Yeah. But, like, you wouldn't mind if they didn't have Mary Jane or Gwen Stacy in the MCU's entirety? Like, at all, ever?
I wouldn't have a massive problem with it, but I think it'd be a little odd because both franchises had Mary Jane and Gwen in it at some point to some capacity. Granted, Bryce Dallas Howard was in it for all of 15 minutes in Spider-Man 3.
She was great.
And Shailene Woodley got completely cut.
Well, she secretly took the W in that situation.
Well, yeah, she got paid.
Yeah, I think the situation would be like,
axed.
I don't think they should care about the Raimi franchise per se in terms of like the love interest. I think it should be more or less with the web series because that's the most recent and fresh in people's minds.
Honestly, just do it like Spectacular did it. He can't handle a relationship with Liz, so they break up. Then he's all buddy with Gwen. Then they date. Then she dies. Then in Spider-Man 4, by then he's dating Mary Jane in college and shit like that.
Yeah, like see, that seems like a reasonable progression, and like that's something that I think they would implore. I mean, if they don't go with them at all, I just, for me personally, I'd be like, well, this is kind of weird, but like,
I mean, Peter's a player. Peter has mad game.
Hey.
Like that's a thing no one really talks about. But Peter gets girls.
He's got
crazy
that
fast.
nerd charm, man.
Yeah, man. He has abs.
He's the only white guy in New York.
Oh yeah, there was that picture. I kind of wish you could put that in in the tag.
Yeah, it'll be in the thumbnail,
Nick.
Yeah, put it somewhere, blend it in the thumbnail somehow. But
and then she's just play like a blur out Peter and put a question mark and like on his face.
Yeah. But our last question is from Jalen asking, how would you introduce Fin Fang Foom in the MCU?
Didn't they get teased?
Was he teased?
I could have sworn it was teased in Iron Man 1 if I'm not mistaken.
If we got an
Iron Man, I don't remember.
If we got an Iron Man Doctor Strange like crossover film, I would love to see them like bring in the Mandarin and Fin Fang Foom and be like, this is the battle that no one asked for, but we're gonna see it anyways.
Yeah, I don't even know how they would go and incorporate.
I have no idea how they would do that.
Nick, any ideas, thoughts on that?
They pretty much did it in Iron Man 3, I think.
Fin Fang Foom?
Somehow.
I mean, I guess they could do it like through Doctor Strange. It's like there's something breaking through the space portal time, whatever.
Something in the water.
There's something in the water. What the hell is that? It's like Fin Fang Boom. It's like, oh, how the hell am I supposed to fight that?
Yeah,
I know you gotta say it like British people trying to make. What are we gonna do about that? That's too big.
No, that just sounds like Doctor Strange's American accent. I mean, Cumberbatch's American accent.
That's exactly what it is.
I don't believe in chakras and all that.
Chakras. Oh my god. All right, well, let's close out this show. So that has been this week's Marvelite. With me, we have had Nick.
Yep, I'm filling my quota of appearing on.
Filling your Marvel quota for the week. We have had our boy Fail34, aka Michael.
Baiduski. Does it work like that too, or
Baiduski?
Oh, okay. I don't think so. I'll stop that.
Erica Baiduski.
Yeah, good being on this week, man. I had fun.
Yep.
Yeah, and I've been your host, Will, aka Another Time Hero. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Hybrid Network. Use the hashtag AskMarvelite for questions, fan art, all that jazz. Anyways,
also, don't forget to put hashtag Where the F is Luke.
Yeah.
He'll just go in the comment section and be like, wait, guys, what happened? Why are they looking for me?
They're your fans. All those Nova fans.
It'll make his day. Do it.
All those Nova fans and Gambit fans clamoring for more Luke talk. But yeah, that's been the show. So everyone, we will see you next week.